What's going on, everybody? It's video marathon day because I totally lost track of how many I made. That's why I'm wearing the exact same thing. Y'all are just gonna think I don't change clothes, but I do. I've made all these in like 3 hours while I'm driving. You have to make use of your time while you can. But I put up a video the other day, and it was called Tundra Questions We May Never Have Answered. And I asked you all for some of the things that you don't understand why Toyota done. And I may address a few of those as we go along. But today I'm going to address one question that I actually see a lot in the comments section. And not like every single video, but in videos where stuff like this comes up, I always see this question. And that's what we're going to be addressing. And like I said, I'll probably go back and look at some of the other questions and address them as well. Now, I want to tell you, this is my hypothesis because Toyota doesn't contact me. I don't know anybody that works at Toyota. This is just my thinking and my logic, and I could be totally wrong, but I could also be totally right. Take it with a grain of salt because I don't know. This is just why I think they do it. But I see this comment a lot. And it refers to automatic windows on the passenger and driver side. Like most Tundras have automatic down, but not automatic up. A lot of Tundras don't have automatic up, especially on the passenger side. Now, I want to say my Tundra is a Platinum Edition. And I'm sure the 1794 is the same way, because the Platinum and 1794 is basically level model trucks. It just depends on whether you want the brown interior versus the black interior versus all the chrome versus no chrome, basically. But they're very similar price. They're very similar on the same trim level, basically. So I would assume that the 1794 has automatic roll-up windows on both sides, as does my Platinum Edition. You drop down the Limited, I don't even think the Limited has that from what I can remember. If I remember correctly in the comments section and stuff like that, I believe the Limiteds do not have that as well. Now, why do I think Toyota does not put automatic roll-up windows in all their trim levels? And we're going to get into why I think they should here in a minute. I think they don't do it because they want to differentiate from trim level to trim level. I think they want some differentiality in higher trim levels versus lower trim levels. And I get that. But in higher trim levels, you have like the Lexus grade leather. You have the JBL system, which is another video I need to do about that because that's crazy. It's horrible. You have navigation. You have climate control on some of the upper ones. You have blind spot monitoring. There's a lot of stuff in the upper trim levels that differentiates it from lower trim levels. Now, I'm not knocking lower trim levels because I didn't intend on getting a Platinum Edition. When I went looking for Tundras, I was really looking for a Limited because it had a sunroof. I wanted a sunroof. So that was one thing. I wanted leather and I wanted a sunroof. And I knew Limiteds had those two things. And I wanted that. I don't know if all Limiteds do, but I knew you could get those things. So when I found the Platinum and it had 14,000 miles on it and I had a good deal and it had exactly the white wheels on it I wanted and everything, I couldn't pass it up. That's the only reason I bought a Platinum Edition. But there's a lot of things on here that the lower trim levels don't have. So why? Here it is. They differentiate in a lot of different ways, and the window switches are one of them. Like I said, it has auto up on both sides, which I think a lot of people don't know that the upper trim levels have that, because I see that in the comment section, which is why I'm making this video. But that is, in my opinion, probably a very cheap thing. I can't imagine, big bump coming up. I can't imagine that switch costs that much more for auto up than it does if it doesn't have auto up on both sides. I just can't see that being $20 more a switch. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe it is, but I can't imagine it being that much more expensive just to put auto up in every truck. And it's annoying, I get it. It's first world problems, I guess, but it is kind of annoying to have to sit there and hold this button all the way up. When you can just hit it and go, you got auto down, why not just make it auto up? To me, it's not an expensive enough upgrade to not put it in every vehicle. These trucks are not cheap, regardless of which trim level you get. So in my opinion, they should all have auto down and auto up. Now the rear ones, they don't have auto up. I don't know, I don't think any trim level has auto up in the rear. But the two front ones, they should have auto up. This road's a little bumpy, so I think the stabilization of this is pretty good, but if it's not, I apologize. I can't fix the roads. But that's my opinion. I think they should put it in all up. And I wanted to answer your questions because I see them a lot on why I think they do that. I think it's just to differentiate. Maybe they save a little bit on lower trim levels by not putting it in, but I really, really can't see that being that expensive a switch. I just can't see it being that expensive a switch that they just couldn't afford, or they're just going to lose too much money to put it in a SR5 versus a Platinum. I don't see it. I really think it's to differentiate trim levels, which in my opinion is stupid. They have a lot of other tech on this truck, a lot of other technology stuff, leather, just a lot of other stuff in these trucks that differentiate them. They don't need to have auto up windows, not put in lower trim levels, so that people have to sit there and hold this button. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comment section what you think, but in my opinion, that's why I think they do it. Do I agree with it? No, not at all. Not at all. I think it should be in the lowest trim level to the highest trim level, because one is, I was going to end this video, but now I just had a thought. I don't script these videos out, in case y'all can tell. I have no script whatsoever. So when something enters my mind, I'm like, oh, I got to tell you that. They do changeovers. I've been in manufacturing for a very, very long time, and you have changeovers. And parts like this can get mixed up in the changeover. So it would be very easy to put this part in, because I would imagine that the plugs on the harnesses are probably the same. I can't imagine them being different, because I believe when you push, let me check this. I can't imagine that being different. I can't imagine the harness, maybe it is, but I can't imagine the harness end being different for the plug-in. And it might be, maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe the harness end is different. But there again, if it's not, you could very easily put an auto up switch in a non-auto up vehicle. It would be easy to forget to switch that part out and put it in there. Would it work? I don't know. That would be something cool to find out, is if I could take an auto up switch, put it in a non-auto up switch vehicle, and see if it would fit and if it would work. Because I would be curious to find that out. And maybe I can find one of these at Junkyard, because I don't want to take my door panel off, or maybe I can just order one of these. My buddy has a truck that don't have auto up, so maybe he would let me put it in his, find out if it works. I don't know. And would you have to switch both of them? Because I believe the passenger side button also does auto up. I can't reach it, but I would check it. I believe it does. So maybe they work in conjunction. I wouldn't think so, but maybe. But if that would work, it would be easy to do that. So now, if you've done that, however many of those vehicles you have done, you are now faced with like a rework scenario, more rough roads. You're now forced to like do a rework scenario where you have to go out there, take the door panels off these trucks and replace them with non-auto up switches, which cost time and money. So why not just make it all auto up switches, and then you don't have to worry about ever getting that wrong. I'm going to bet if the wiring harness is the same, that Toyota's probably had to switch some of them out, if I was guessing. That's just a guess. I could be wrong, but I'm going to guess Toyota's probably had to go out there and switch some of these switches out because they put them in the wrong trucks. Or maybe you all got lucky, somebody got lucky and they said, forget it, it's not worth the price difference, like I said earlier, and just left them in the truck. And some lucky people got auto-up versions in like an SR5. Who knows? But if you can plug those in and they work, I could see that happening. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I can't imagine that switch being that much more expensive, but they couldn't just make it common throughout every trim level and, you know, give everybody auto up, because I see that a lot on the channel. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.